What's up, everybody? All right. Uh, so I've been trying to level up a little bit, and I've, I've been looking around for some dungeons and stuff, but oh, it's not nighttime, of course. I realized there's a couple, like, kind of mini bosses around that I could probably fight to level up. So, I'm going to... Wow, I messed up on the bad accent. Came out kind of like... I'm not gonna do that. Alright. There's also like a couple cool things that we can look at in regards to the Deathrite bird with the Freecam. So one of them is that you can see the like actual spirits of... This one's a little bit more obvious, but you can see the spirits of, like, I guess, priests in their wings with the branch spears. And I think Deathbirds also have this, but there are also the bodies of what looks like the same priests inside of them. So it's almost like this, the Deathbird is like the result of maybe a bunch of people sealed into a single body, sort of grafting, but, Alright, well, it was worth it. That valuable. Whatever. Their little horse tails kind of confused the hell out of me, though. I gotta admit. The tails just don't quite fit. That's a sun, right? That... sun? What's up? What's poppin', home slice? Not much. Just trying to, kill some mini-bosses. Level up a little bit. What's going on with you? God, I'm trying so hard to resist just, like, resorting to, like, the automatic small talk. Thanks God it's Friday, right? Looking forward to the long weekend? That was, something I quoted. That was from, like, some stupid Hulu commercial. Looking forward to the long weekend. It came on constantly, and this guy was saying it. It was actually a pretty good movie, though. These people get trapped in, like, an elevator. I think it's actually kind of cool, like, the concept of, like, these movies. I don't know if Hulu's still doing this, but they release, like, a movie for each holiday that is sort of, like, about... It's like a horror movie based on the holiday. Like, they had a Valentine's Day one that kind of... they're not always necessarily on point with the... Damn it. They're not necessarily always super working on some 3D stuff. Ooh, cool. That sounds like fun. I have always wanted to get into 3D, like, modeling and stuff. I can do all the programming stuff, but then the art stuff, when it comes to video games, is what has always kind of frustrated me. It's all about video games. Okay. Totally lost my train of thought with that story. That's fine. Oh god, okay. He's gross. Let's take a look at this gross little horse tail. Great. He's gonna stand up on his gross little feet, too. Me and Trina are working on a game, only started doing 3D like 2 years ago. I think 3D is easier than you think. Cool, alright, well maybe I'll take another look at it then. Maybe that's the reassurance I need. Their bodies kind of look like Dragonkin soldier bodies. But, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have the right number of fingers. Dragonkin have 6 fingers and 6 toes. These guys have... Well, I say right number of fingers. They have 5 of each. They have as many as you'd think a Birdman would have. Yikes. Okay. Oh, jeez. Also, yeah, I've seen a couple posts that Trina made about their game, and I don't remember, never noticed the tail till you mention it. Yeah, well, your brain probably instinctively, blocked it out. Oh, what's up, McFrenzy? God, those colors look the same to me. They don't on... It's just on my screen, I think. I am red-green colorblind, so blue and purple kind of look the same to me because I can't see the reds in the purples very well. The way I always describe my colorblindness to people is, like, if you just turn, like, if you take an RGB slider and you just turn the red down a bit, that's probably what I see. I am also Feel Your Pain. Hell yeah. Being colorblind is actually something I've gotten kind of pretty comfortable with, though, because, like, I made a TikTok about it a little while ago. There are surprisingly some advantages to being colorblind. Like, colorblind people can typically see better in the dark. And colorblind people learn to, they generally learn to rely on movement and shapes when looking for things rather than color. So they are actually slightly better. They're noticeably better at seeing through camouflage. Like, they're not as easily fooled by camouflage, to the point that in World War II, colorblind soldiers were used as, like, spotters to, because they were better at, identifying someone that was camouflaged. Oh, jeez. My cat is freaking out because my girlfriend walked outside for like 2 seconds. Fail those color tests all the time. Oh, actually, she's just walking around with a spring. Sometimes she just walks around with stuff that she's caught and meows. It's pretty cute. I fail those color tests all the time, so something is wrong, but it's like, I find it so hard to believe because I work with color all day. So I feel like it must be so small a color blindness. I mean, yeah, it's totally, it is very much a spectrum of, like, some people, I think, might go their whole lives without noticing, but I think a lot of people are colorblind and are not aware of it, really. I don't understand how that's possible because also I come from a colorblind family, so they all knew to look for it really early. And also crayons were a whole thing for me growing up. Don't even get me started on crayons. slash colored pencils. Been glad to see multiple colorblind options becoming more common in games. Yeah, me too. I hate when they suck, but I'm seeing more that don't suck. A lot of them suck. So many of them are like, yeah, here's like just an alternate color palette of stuff that we think should probably work better for your colorblindness. And the best colorblind kind of like accommodations I've seen are kind of like what Overwatch does. You gotta let people pick their colors. Give people like a selection of colors to choose for like whatever, enemy, ally, squad, whatever. That's the only way that you're gonna be able to appease everybody. My least favorite kind of like colorblind setting is when they just put like a color filter over everything. Like, dear God. Like, I know I just described my colorblindness by like turning the red down a little, but like that doesn't mean that turning up the red a little will like negate the color blindness. It just makes everything look weird and red to me. And to everybody else that sees my screen. Yikes. So by the way, what is, I don't know if Hyacinth Artist is still watching, but what is the game that you and Trina are working on, if you're like, you know, okay with talking about it? Because I remember something about like a kind of like a spider crawler thing, or like a some kind of like a robot crawling thing. I know that Trina had like a couple ideas kind of hanging around, as creative people tend to. Still watching because I'm cool. Can't argue with that. But Jesus. Okay, can I level up? Can't. Cannot. I almost. They could just leave me alone. Probably got enough runes in my pocket. Holy crap. Like, make the item crafting thingy appear, please. For real? What happens if I just crouch? Usually that helps. How am I? Oh my god, sorry. I gotta go get that, or it... That was my, Oh, you didn't hear the beep. It's a really loud beep that my dishwasher does whenever it's finished. And if you don't open and close, you have to close it after you open it. It will beep over and over until you do that, so... Okay. So, now that that ridiculousness is dealt with... Cool, and the enemies left me alone. All is well in the universe. What the hell was I doing? Leveling up. Then I'm gonna fight Radahn. Then I'm gonna beat Radahn. Positivity. Really hope I beat Radahn. Fighting. Cool. and I should be good now. That what I want to have equipped. Yes, yes, yes. I really need to increase my endurance so that I get down to a light load.
Welcome. The stars have aligned.
Wait, can I? Oh, I can get down to a light load if I don't equip that torch.
Are you the festival?
That was Trina's game. She put it on halt.
Begin,
Making a fantasy game now. Oh my god, I love fantasy games. The final ones. The Dragon Quest ones. Oh, you weren't even gone? You just took a shower? June was going insane. I thought you left.
General Radahn is cursed ever to wander. Eaten from the inside by
The Star ones. Oh, Phantasy Star? Damn, no, I haven't played Phantasy Star. I mean, I dabbled a bit in, like, I think like middle school or high school. It's been so long since I've thought about that game. Can you see links easily? Like blue versus purple links? Not like whether you've clicked on a link or not. It depends. Like usually I kind of can. Like, I can see if two colors are next to each other, I can usually tell if, like, one is different. I don't always know, like, how one is different, but I can see, like, one is darker, it probably has more red in it. But that usually leads me to the incorrect assumption that dark blues are purples. Like, I kind of just guess. Light purples are probably blue. Dark blues are probably purple. That's how my brain, there's a color between blue and purple. Okay, well, have fun seeing that one. Blurple. Feel like I had to say blurple there. Sorry, I literally meant if it was easy to access links while you're streaming because I had images of the game. That's hilarious. Yes. You can post links here. I'm not necessarily going to look at them now, but I would love to look at them when I have a little bit more time later. Forgot we were on colorblindness topic. Yeah. I have a way of misinterpreting what people are saying just in the worst way. Not in, like, necessarily an embarrassing way or anything, but in a way that would then require just, like, an annoying amount of, like, conversation to just clear up. That's annoying. Wow, a bunch of miners got stuck underground. What were all those children doing down there? I have to explain. There are two different versions of the word miner to this guy now. Please die. Gulp. Cool. Alright, real quick, before he blasts off like Team Rocket style, let's get a look at those footies, or lack thereof. Interesting. Also, his cape is whack. Can't see it super well, but this kind of looks like, I guess it's mainly just two lions, but whatever. It's really cool. Oh god. Oh, I've never actually seen him, like, appear. That's, Alright. We're doing good damage. We just need to, keep it up and avoid some of these attacks that I am just getting hit. I mean, I'm avoiding none of them. Okay, meteorites coming? Are there the meteorites coming? If you didn't see my last stream, I pointed out that the way that the meteorites follow him are actually really similar to the way that the Karian glint blades follow the people that use the spell. I don't know, whatever. Oh, hell yeah. That was dope. Who did that? Raise your hand if you did that. Whatever. Okay, I guess you're all just gonna disappear then. Something that low-key pisses me off about this game, I mean, not really, but, like, it's annoying. This, like, nuclear missile is about to go off. Not one person that you meet in the entire game is like, did you just see that shit? That was crazy. Like, it just came out of the sky and, like, not a single person says anything about what is happening right now. The sky is all... Oh, wait a second. Did the stars in the sky actually become visible? I need to rewatch that later. It looked like the stars might have gradually become visible. So, like, Larry David level. Whoa, actually, what about Larry David? Because, like, I hate how much I relate to Larry David sometimes. He's not a person that I think anyone should aspire to be. I don't even think Larry David wants to be Larry David. But he has unfortunately...
good.
Kind of relate to him.
I was waiting for
kind of relate to him.
Fighting. The glory of the clash is shared. By Radahn.
You were talking about level of misunderstanding and how it was annoying level, so I thought Larry David... exactly like Larry David.
Right before I can't fathom how Radahn was holding. He was a living legend if ever I saw one. And the path has now been cleared. To Nokran, where Ranni's fate will be decided.
Rotted off and mold creeping up his ankles. Oh, that did look like mold. I was kind of wondering what that, like, fuzzy stuff was.
For Mistress Ranni.
Radahn, more like Radun.
Let's meet where the fallen star hit the earth. And we'll go into battle again. Side by side. My only the curtain's rising.
Alright, and I think I want to find... There he is. I need to find Alexander being like, boo-hoo! I'm a coward.
Ah, hello there.
So, by the way, there is that... Larry David definitely doesn't want to be like Larry David. He's bald. Hey, what's up, last protagonist?
Truly a champion,
There's like a canon explanation for why
nothing but a
Alexander becomes a coward in this moment. So he fills himself with these, like, champions, right? And they kind of give him his, like, courage and champions, like, attitude. I think that he kind of is an amalgamation, or he kind of becomes an amalgamation of all these champions.
But don't you think
so when he gets cracked and the bodies inside of him come spilling out, he loses a lot of that courage and runs away.
If I can just squeeze this bunch down inside me, I'll be a mighty warrior again in no time.
Not like Patches, who actually cowards out. Yeah, no, Patches literally shows up and he's like, "Who we fighting? Okay, peace," and then he just disappears.
The very warriors who fought in the Shattering, the greatest of all wars. Just you wait and see, friend. I'll grow even stronger. Just you wait.
Such a weird disconnect between the in-boss fight and this. Alex actually fights and stands up to Radahn pretty well relative to everyone else. Yeah, I mean, I think that Really, I mean, he probably has like a higher standard for himself. Alexander is the kind of person that I feel like would push himself. The fact that he didn't give it his all is probably all he cares about.
I'll grow even stronger. Just you wait. All right, lads. You'll all be inside from now on. So,
That's such a silly laugh. The real courage was the dudes we ate along the way. So true. You know, it's just like... Real talk, though. Need some more stamina and... yeah, let's some more intelligence. Well... Hi, June. This is my cat, June. She is obsessed with me. Yeah, let's do a little bit more intelligence. Let's see if we can level up some stuff, too. Oops. What is my, like, percentage at equip load-wise? So 16 out of 60-ish. So I can probably equip up to around 20-ish, so I've got some room to... Okay, maybe like 18-ish then. I'll fiddle with that later.
Well, I took you for dinner. No matter, lay out your arms then.
Okay. I think... Oh, there actually might be something I want to buy from some of these dudes.
I've decided to leave the Round Table hold, as I mentioned. I'm off in search of the noble gold mask.
What's up,
We
Kix?
may not meet again for some time. If there's any incantations you wish to learn, now's the moment.
Interesting. What is on his chest? I don't think I look at that often. That's kind of hard to see. It might be kind of blurry in his version. I'd have to look again once we actually get his armor. Or it's, I don't know, it feels weird to call his headband or his
May
eye,
the golden order shine
his
through
blindfold.
you.
I couldn't think of the word. Feels weird to call a blindfold armor, but I guess I wouldn't be the first to do it. Okay, don't need those. Don't need any of this. Okay, so now that we have advanced beating Radahn actually opens up so much stuff. If you are ever gonna do a run through where you or playthrough where you kill as few bosses as possible, I recommend killing Radahn because he just opens up a lot. Like, I mean, at the Nokron, just to say the least, is worth it. Let's go find Selen though. So I think that Selen is, I personally think that Selen is a Carian. I think that she lived in this rise, right here, Celavis's rise. I think Celavis is probably her brother. And I think that's why he just had a body,
are,
like, waiting for
my
her, even though he
apprentice.
kind of, like,
Shall we commence the lesson?
seems to hate her.
You wish to can very well.
What? Am I missing something? Do I have to give her a scroll first? Oh, maybe I have to learn all the magic from her.
You wish very well.
Okay, well, that's probably not going to happen right now. Oh.
You wish to continue very well. Our art draws upon the powers embedded
This is one of
in
the most
Glintstone.
important
But what is
dialogues.
the nature of such power? Glintstone is the amber of the cosmos. Golden amber contains the remnants of ancient life and houses its vitality, while glintstone contains residual life and thus the vitality of the stars. It should not be forgotten that glintstone sorcery is the study of the stars and the life therein. A fact lost
So,
on most sorcerers these days.
Selin, Celavis, Celia. Like, okay, yeah, I think that there could be a connection even to the town of Celia as well. I don't know. You know, I don't really know what that could be. I mean, Selin looks like she might be from Celia. She might have learned there or something, but I think that she is one of the Karian princesses also because she loses her immortality after well, let's go talk to E.G. He'll explain it. She loses her immortality when the stars are set in motion again. And I think that that's because she is a Karian. In fact, I think that that is the whole reason Ranni also had to set her stars in motion. The Finger Slayer Blade is what she's trying to get from all this. You know, on top of the fact that we need to find a way to get to Nokron,
Blythe told me
Ranni,
everything.
the blade can
You've
only be
defeated
used by
General
someone that
Radahn by
has a
unlocking the
fate, whatever that
stars.
means. I
The
think that
general
it
was
means...
blighted by scarlet rot and driven to madness.
Oh, this might be...
But not long ago,
important.
he was hailed as the mightiest demigod of them all. There is no parallel to your achievement. No to Lady Ranni's acute
Sellouts, that's
judgment
funny.
of character. Thanks to you, Lady Ranni's fate once again.
So I think having a
stands.
fate means you have to be able to
The path to
die.
Nokron has
I think
opened.
that the Finger
Descend
Slayer Blade
underground,
can kill
where the fallen stars
pretty much anything,
are
but
glimmering,
when you use it,
and
you
make
die.
it yours. The precious treasure of Nokron.
There are a lot of times where fate is used like almost like as a synonym for death. Like Ranni even goes as far as to say like I'm going to deal the two fingers a fateful blow, not fatal, fateful. And also she really seems like she is going off to die, and I think that she only revives because we give her the ring that is probably her primal glintstone in my opinion. Like, I think that's one of the only things that really makes sense.
Oh, Blythe wanted me to tell you.
Fate equals doom equals
not
death.
to
Yeah,
bother
and I mean,
waiting for him.
you know, the stars
And
guiding
headed
fate
straight
and
to
like
Nokron.
the stars seem to
Blythe
kind of
had
have
been
like a
given an
connection to
important
death and
task.
stuff that I don't fully
An
understand yet.
oddity,
But
a matter of great urgency.
so I think that yeah, to have a fate means to be able to die, and I think that Ranni dies after killing her two fingers, and then we bring her back with the
You
ring.
need not await, Blythe. Descend underground alone, with a fallen star-struck Limgrave, and make it yours. The precious treasure of Nokron, so that Lady Ranni may tread the dark path of the Empyrean.
This is something really important that I think kind of gets like it's really glazed out, or like very few people talk about it, but it is so important in my opinion. He is saying I don't remember who mentions that there is a bright path, but there seems to be a bright path and a dark path of the Empyrean. I assume that taking the bright path turns you into something. Either one seems to be the path that you take to become a god. I would assume that the bright path is like what Marika took, and she became a god. Ranni seems to be taking the dark path based on what E.G. and herself even say.
You need not await, Blythe.
And I think that he said one of the reasons she actually like got rid of her body was to take the dark path of the Empyrean. It was like necessary.
Precious treasure of Nokron.
It was like step
So
one.
that Lady Ranni may tread the dark path of the Empyrean. You need not await, Blythe. Descend underground and make it yours, so that Lady
I could have sworn... Well, oh, do I need to talk to Jaren, maybe? Because after... There should be someone that says, like... That there's a... Or EG says that a Carian weed has lost her immortality or something. Maybe after I talk to Jaren. Should be in this chair over here. Yep. Being all dope. This church, by the way, is like one of, I think, 3 or 4 churches that are almost, they're really, really similar, or like, some of them are kind of like almost exactly the same. There's one in Stormvale, the Church of the Eclipse, and there's one...
You have our gratitude.
There's one in Castle Saul, which is the Church of the Eclipse. There's one in Stormvale, and then there's this one. They're all really, really similar.
Surely pleased. Festering with rot and crippled by madness, all he wanted was an honorable death.
I like that because it kind of solidifies the parallel of Radahn's sealing of the stars to Marika, sealing the Rune of Death. Yeah, I actually think that, like, one of the things that happened, like, when the Erd Tree grew was that it closed off access to the sky. I think that is part of why astrology, Carian astrology, withered on the vine. I think it was a literal, like, you couldn't see the sky, but also like a, you know, metaphorical, like, or more spiritual sort of sense. Like, I think it literally blocked, like, the power of the sky, the influence of the stars on people's fates.
You could say. You wouldn't understand.
And I think that one of the reasons that unsealing the Rune of Death involves, you know, the Erd Tree burning is because all the leaves burn off of the Erd Tree, and you can start to see, you know, the stars on the other side. I think that that is kind of part of it.
It's time, may we meet again.
But I am very, very much of the opinion that the stars have something to do with death, because the Tibia Mariners all have, like, this wavy line going through stars on the side of, like, their boats. Like, it looks like a river going through stars. Okay, so Selen... I'll go talk to Ronnie maybe first. Maybe that's what I need to do to progress these quests. Probably should have bought some more puppets from Celavis. If I remember correctly, he is not long for this world. That's weird. Oh, that's right. She doesn't wake up until after I get the Finger Slayer blade. Okay. Let me go, I guess, talk to Mr. Creepo Man. All right. That is one of the reasons I think that this place is called Three Sisters, also. Sorry, just the ad... I thought my ads were shorter than that. I need to look at those settings later. Anyway, got really distracted.
Begging for another... Doesn't make...
Oh, I forgot he also has all these... Oh, they're really expensive. Wait, I will come back later then. Okay, so what else could I... Was I able to beat that... Deathbird? I think I did. There's another one over here that I did not fight. Oh cool, and it's nighttime. Okay, so it should be here-ish? Oh right, I remember one of the things I was going to say. One of the reasons I think that that area behind the Carian Manor is called Three Sisters is because the three Carian princesses, the daughters of Renala, all lived there. I think Rena lived in Rena's Rise. And I think that she was, you know, because I think that it was probably a matrilineal line, meaning that the women become, like, the line of succession goes by eldest daughter rather than, like, eldest son. So I think that's why there's such an emphasis on Carian princesses, and you never really hear the term Carian prince, like, ever mentioned. So I think that, oh god, oh now it's daytime. Matriarchy like the Nox, yes. And there's like almost definitely, are you gonna disappear when the sun comes out like a vampire? There's a connection between them and the Nox, just at least through the Church of Vows. The place where Radahn and Renala get married literally has a bunch of like Nox priestesses statues throughout the place. And there's like 100 other things that kind of loosely connect them, but I feel like that's the most kind of clear connection. It was like nothing. Those you get like any runes from that. That's fine. Got a cool talisman. Anyway, so I think that Rena was probably named after her mother, like how, you know, kings would name their oldest son after themselves. I think that Renala named her firstborn daughter Rena. And I think that that was probably the Snow Queen, or sorry, the Snow Crone, because of the fact that like the Snow Crone set is up there and a bunch of other reasons. I also think that she was probably the Glomide Queen, but that's a whole other thing. Where else? I am going to go to this minor Erd tree. I've been looking all over. I don't remember where I get the cracked Twiggy tier. But that is my absolute favorite Wondrous Flask tier. It allows me to do stupid things without facing any consequences. And I kind of just need that in my life. Okay. So imagine if there were no consequences to that action. I would feel no guilt at all. Instead of this crushing, overwhelming, just wave of guilt and shame. You know, the thing we all feel when we play Elden Ring. Oh, awesome. Whoops. Okay. Cool. That wasn't too bad. Alright, I think we might actually be able to take him on. That should be about the time that I die. Thank God. Alright, let's kind of keep our distance so that we don't get... Okay. Whoa, that was kind of close-ish. No, okay, not good, not good. Oh, that is dirty. That is dirty. Okay. Maybe this is a stupid question. Of course, I thought about it before, but this always gets me. How would Renala have an old crone as a daughter when she doesn't appear that old herself? Like, we know she, of course, is actually very old. So are most people in the Lands Between. So I don't actually know if crone... Like, I know that crone literally does mean old, but it is the puppet that Renala... Or that... The puppet that Ronnie inhabits was modeled after her. I mean, it doesn't look like an old woman. The term crone could be derogatory, or like could be kind of like referring to her as like a hermit or like a hag, kind of in a way, like it, you know, like in the way that Dung Eater is not actually the dude's, like it's kind of a derogatory name given to him by other people. Like, other than the word crone, there's nothing that really implies that she was, like, you know, an old woman. Yeah, I personally think that it was just sort of, I don't actually think the Snow Crone was like an old lady, per se. Ouch. Okay. Oh, thank God. I was like, this better stagger him. Otherwise, I'm toast. Cool. He wasted that opportunity. Oh, Jesus. Thank God. That should be it, maybe? The lonely Croner seems to free her mind. You gotta get right beside me! Anyway, sorry, Tim Robinson is incredible. My brain went into Tim Robinson mode. I think I have this one. Let's check it out. Yeah, that's kind of my best guess. That so yeah, I think it was Ronnie, Rena, and also Ronnie, when she first appears to us as the puppet, introduces herself as Rena. And I think that's because she is literally in a puppet that is Rena. Okay, that's probably... need to get a little bit more mind. Checked him out after Emily mentioned him. Tim stuff cracks me up so hard. Yeah, Tim is like... Tim Robinson is really unique, and I feel like, you know, you're either going to think he's really dumb or hilarious. I really think he's hilarious, personally. Is there a way down from here? Might need to take that way. It's too far down? Okay, let's... I hate having to, like, Skyrim my way around these mountains. Specifically because they wouldn't let me fall farther than... like... I don't know. Our one... I can't even think of, like, a height that's, like, stupid enough. The falling damage in this game is so restrictive. It doesn't really feel like it adds to the game at all. That's got to be, like, the one thing that I just... is so frustrating about this game. Like, one of the things that makes a game like Breath of the Wild... I'm not saying this game should be like Breath of the Wild, but something that makes Breath of the Wild feel so open and free is the fact that you can jump on a cliff and then just glide. Like, you know, you shouldn't have to watch your step every 2 seconds or jettison yourself into the abyss. Really wish Cat Talisman increased the survivable fall height. Yeah, for real. And if I remember correctly, the actual, like, there's like a really long distance that you can fall before you take any fall damage. Then there is like a very, very short distance in which you take fall damage. It's like, there's like a I don't even remember how, I don't want to say the wrong numbers. It's a very small range in which you actually take fall damage. Any more than that just kills you. It's like taking falling damage at all is like, it just feels like pointless. I at least wish that you were dealt falling damage across a much wider range of like heights so that you could kind of gauge your jumps a little better. Like, oh, those falls usually take about this much health. But instead it's like, God, I hope this doesn't kill me. And instead you just take like 2 damage. Okay, and I don't think I've gotten that one. It's so unintuitive. Give me an alt version of the map with contour lines and I'd be more okay with it. Yeah, for real. Like, you can kind of look at the map and be like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see that that goes up to there, but it's... my experience definitely feels just like a tiny bit hampered by the fact that vertical exploration is dookie. Okay, so nothing here either. Unless it's on like the other side. I must have totally forgotten where that Twiggy tier is. Maybe it's over here. If I remember correctly, I need to go kind of down from above. Because the most amount of damage you can take before you die is like 50%, so you get the impression of, oh, I could have fallen twice that far, but 0.1 more meter would have killed you. Yeah. I feel like the amount of health lost should really help you judge the fall more. I understand the argument against it, like you don't want to take damage from like every little fall, but at that point you should maybe consider why you're not allowing them to fall why you're allowing them to fall such a short distance, like why you're trying to restrict it to such a short distance. It's like at some point you gotta be like, are we trying really hard to work around a problem that we created? Jesus. Alright. Just ignore the Eye of Sauron up there. Did I ever upgrade that other weapon enough to, like, make it comparable to... No. I need to upgrade the Cipher Pata. I need to make this quick when I go up there. Cool. All right. Those guys really just are a huge pain in the ass if you don't deal with them as soon as you can. Rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. Room with rats. Rats? Rats make me crazy. I don't remember the whole quote. God, I messed it up somewhere. That's it, basically. Oh yeah, because then it's like, I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. Yeah. I've seen a bunch of videos about that. I love it. Cool. Now we loot. Can't wait for the rubber room in the DLC. A rubber room with rats. Frenzied cookbook. What is that? What do I get from that? Oh, gotcha. Clarifying boluses. Those are perfect. So now we're gonna have to fight Vike. And I want to take a closer look at this Vike too, because if I remember correctly, there is like a slight difference between this Vike and the one that's in the Everjail. Well, there's a handful of differences. Okay, yeah. See, blah, 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 blah. We beg of you, incinerate all that divides and distinguishes. That is because I'm pretty sure that is, well, in my opinion, the Frenzied Flame's whole purpose is to burn everything back together into the one grate. I mean, that's pretty much what Hayata says. And base. Safe. I touched base, so you can't get me. Okay. So this... Wait, what? I thought that would have been the Frenzied Flame seal, but is that... Looks like the Gravelstone seal? I think that's the Gravelstone seal. That's weird. Does this model have two eyes? Let's get inside his head. Okay, I can't tell. Gotta start work. Ah, too bad. Yeah, but thanks for stopping by, though. I'm sure you already left, but... Gravel seal makes sense for him, so that's cool. Yeah, if I remember correctly, like... I guess because he's, like, friends, or he's loved by Lansax, right? Like, I guess that would be why that makes sense. I've heard people imply that he fought in the war against the Ancient Dragons, but I don't, other than, like, his connection to Lansax, I don't remember where that is implied. Okay, so the fingerprint grape. I think that is what I needed to give to Hayata. She is... Yes, she's here. So let's just go ahead and finish up that quest.
They're special grapes which only grow on those who've been clasped by the burnt fingers. Please, could you donate a fingerprint grape to me? Without one, I don't know. I feel like I might go mad.
Oh, that's that symbol. I've seen that symbol a couple places. That kind of thing in the middle with the swirls around it. I'm not 100% sure what it is. I think it could have something to do with, like, depicting the Crucible of Life or, like, a star or something, but...
Oh. Oh. A fingerprint grape. Tried and true. What a wondrous thing. A fingerprint grape.
And I have to think that the fact that we get the fingerprint grape there could imply that it has something to do with his dead maiden. Like, maybe his maiden died after he became the host of the Frenzied Flame in the same way that Melina leaves us. Maybe she considered him unfit to be a lord and stopped following him for whatever reason.
I'm sure I'll be...
Which would be so ironic, considering everything seems to say that he did that to save her. Oh, that's right. I need to go down here now. I want the other version of Vike's spear in the DLC. Yeah, me too. I'd like to know more about Vike, just like in general. Who the hell was he? I'm pretty sure, like, he's... Something says he's a tarnished. I don't know if that's like a given, but I mean, yeah, as far as I remember, he's just kind of like a knight. God, I don't remember what his armor says. His armor might have said what that he fought in the war. Okay, I've got to look it up real quick. Alright, fingerprint armor. I'm on internet. Okay, Iron helm singed and blistered by fingers, worn by Vike, Knight of the Round Table Hold. No other tarnished was closer to the throne of the Elden Lord than Vike. Oh, that's right, duh. But without announcement, Vike traveled far below the capital and was scorched by the flame of frenzy. Did he make this choice for his maiden? Or did some other force lure him with suggestion? That's right. Of course he's obviously tarnished, because that's why he has a maiden. It's the whole point of taking on the frenzied flame and everything. Jesus Christ. Weirdos. Why are those guys even here? Anyway. Working on a PvP Vike cosplay named Mike. That is awesome. I love it. Nobody was loved by Lansax more than Mike. Okay, good. This one, this Erdtree avatar isn't that big of a deal. Why is he not taking damage? Cool. Magic Shrouding Cracked tier. Lighting Shrouded Crack. God. So these are some of the only groups of like ancestral followers that are above ground. Like here in this area of Eastern Liurnia, which is also in old ruins. I'm pretty sure they're the remnants of the old dynasty. Because they're always in areas that are like near or in remnants of the old dynasty. It seems like they are worshipping the minor Erdtree here, and I think that also might make sense because in the consecrated snowfield they aren't necessarily near an old dynasty ruin, but there are a bunch of large trees up there. And that's the other. They're always either near large trees or old dynasty ruins, or both. Considering how much they seem to value things growing, you know, it's even possible that I've considered that these minor Erdtrees or Erdtrees in general could be the result of these long-lived beasts growing sprouts and like growing for just like an insane amount of time, because there are like leaves and stuff growing out of the horns of the ancestral spirits. Okay, so where... That's all of the minor Erdtrees I think I can reach right now. I was like, what is that stomping sound? It's the Wandering Coliseum back there. Okay. I guess I will go to Nokron? Yeah, I'll go to... Actually, okay. Do I have any money? I have a good bit of money. I will go find Corin. Tell him where Gold Mask is if I've found him. Oops.
Bok the sea ready to make a just. Oh, please.
Have I? I'd be able to see if I met Gold Mask. I have not. I'll go find him first. If you've seen one of my streams, you might have already heard me talk about this, but this area is very sus to me because dancing is obviously like a whole thing here. The maidens that are of particular importance in the festival here wear blue. They are blue dancers. The fact that blue dancers are like a significant part of the ritual there, and Millicent stops by there, I think are intimately related. I think that Melania, yes, I think that Melania could very well have a something, because she was retracing the path that Melania took back to the Halig Tree. So Melania seems to have possibly stopped there for some reason. Oh, before I leave, I should use this save point here. Cool. Yeah, I don't know what the connection could be, especially since, you know, there's like... It seems like the maidens have also been skinned, and there's something going on with like bones. Like all of their weapons have been made from like large bones, like troll bones or something. My best, I really don't know. I think that the whole Blue Dancer thing and all that happens there is like, I think that that was the Nox. I think that the Blue Dancer, or the Blind Swordsman that, I guess the Blue Dancer is like the fairy or whatever, that gave the Blind Swordsman, whatever.
Look who we have here. How
So I think
delightful
that
to meet a familiar face, even after departing
the
the Round Table Hold.
I lost my train of thought
I've been
because
doing
of
some
Corin.
learning of my own since then, actually. And will
All right, so
happily
I think
pass
that
it along to you.
the Blind Swordsman that sealed Rod away was Nox. And I think that it was this person that was ending this age of rot and beginning whatever age the Nox were in.
Do you sport with me? From your description,
I think that they
it can be no other than
used
Gold Mask
the,
himself.
you know, you can see a lot of
course, I knew he would be
aqueducts
close
and sort of,
by.
or they're not called
Bless the
aqueducts. They're
Golden
called, I think they're
Order
called sluice
and its
gates by
benevolent rays.
something in the game.
And to
But
you too,
I
my
think that they
sincerest
strategically
thanks.
sort of directed water over the Lake of Rot to keep it contained. I think that there might have been a literal, you know, I think that the Blind Swordsman probably defeated.
May the
I think that the Blind Swordsman probably defeated like a giant scorpion or something, maybe. But I think that the actual sealing of Rot was probably like sealing the Lake of Rot away in a way that meant it couldn't, the rot couldn't spread. I guess they go hand in hand. You know, if the scorpion was left around, then it would still be able to spread rot. I think the point was the blind swordsman's efforts were in order to seal the rot away in every way.
Ah, thanks to you, I have become acquainted with the noble Goldmask himself, and taken my place by his side, as you can see. Have no fear. I will still teach you incantations as before.
This part
though we
confuses
must
the
do
hell
so
out of me.
quietly, such that we not disturb
Because
the great master's cogitation.
as far as I can tell, Tarnished are supposed to seek the Elden Ring. And Corrin just seems to want to be Goldmask's scribe.
The master is always deep in contemplation.
My best guess
while I
is that
frantically attempt to record his wisdom.
he can feel
The
that
movement of his
Goldmask
finger.
is...
And though I am yet to comprehend
maybe he
even
thinks
the
that Goldmask is
daintiest
approaching the
morsel
Elden
of his
Ring, or
wisdom,
maybe he can kind of
I
feel
know
that
that
Goldmask is...
This is my life's calling. The Golden Order has
He seems to
bestowed
have
on
some
me,
sort of
talentless as I
special
am,
connection
the
since
great
he's
duty of
to the Elden Ring, since he's
documentarian.
one of these 3 people, along with Fia and Dung Eater, that has been... They seem to have received some kind of divine inspiration according to their armor, and that has led to the creation of a rune, that's a mending rune that symbolizes this sort of revelation that they received of this new order. Ooh, Discus of Light, and that's all my money too. Take it, I guess.
May the Golden Order...
Okay. Oh, there's a minor urchery in the middle there that could have my cracked Twiggy tier. I don't know if that's worth it right now, though. I am going to approach Nokron. Well, yeah, I'll approach Nokron. Oh, that's right. Is this where... So, can I find Blythe locked away already? Yeah. So, there's a lot of talk, it's about... Oh, there's an ad. Okay. I'll wait to explain this one. Because that is a really contentious sort of topic. Alright, let's just... This area is something that kind of makes me think that Farum Azula was hit by a meteorite. Or a falling star, whatever. Same thing, I think. The way that you have all these like floating rocks, and there's like this waterfall. There is like, it's even visible on the map. There's like kind of a distinct drop off here, where, and it's a straight line too, which is obviously unnatural. And there's just like a waterfall into the area that is directly underneath Farum Azula. So I think it's super possible that something was there and that it got leveled or something. Jesus. Okay. Now, maybe I will, or I don't want to risk too much, but I'm going to try to pick up the Ghost Flame Torch on the way down here. You can only get the Ghost Flame Torch by dropping in from the top and making your way. Like, you can't go backwards and reach this area. You have to drop down that hole. Awesome. Okay, cool. And the ads are done. So, there is a message left by Blythe that says, there's a traitor taken care of. You go on ahead to Nokron, like, I'll join you later. My personal take on that is that since that message shows up right after we beat Radahn, I think that he is referring to Radahn as the traitor. Because Radahn sealed the stars away and sealed the fate of the Karian family. I mean, I think that betrayed his family. If they had access to a bunch of falling stars that could just sort of Deus Ex Machina them out of, like, tricky situations, I think that would have been a lot more valuable than whatever, maybe immortality is what it gave them. Like, congratulations, you guys don't die, but your empire crumbles around you because you don't have the access, or you don't have the power of the stars. Because Celavis is still alive at that. Talked about this before, and you even went out of your way to do it. The message only appears after you kill Darrowil. So it only appears after you kill Darrowil because at that point, like, Blythe can't be put in the cell. I think that's like a video game thing that's just like Blythe isn't officially, like, in the cell, so the message doesn't appear until, like, Darrowil. Because, I don't know, it just feels really weird to me that he would leave the message about Darrowil when it's the very first thing that he asks you to do. And then, like, it's the very first thing that he asks you to do, and then he meets you and you beat Radahn, and then he leaves a message that says that we dealt with that guy forever. Like, I don't know, it just... you can kill Radahn, but the note won't appear until Darrowil is killed. Yeah, and I think that is because, you know, Radahn... Two things have to happen for Blythe to appear in the Everjail, and the note doesn't appear until Blythe is in the Everjail. And that is, Darrowil has to be beaten, and Radahn has to be beaten. Like, I totally get, like, why it seems like it's probably Darrowil, but I think that that's more of, like, a video gamey thing, personally. I just don't think it, like, makes a lot of sense for him to be talking about Darrowil at that point. Okay. Where, I think... Okay, good, Site of Grace. Okay, the Mimic tier. I am not looking forward to this. Also, what else do I have to do to get Selen to, like, admit, or to progress Selen's quest? Do I actually have to... I thought there's, like, Witchbane Ruins. Did I not discover those? I guess I didn't get close enough to discover it. Okay. So now... maybe after seeing Selen's body that can change something a little. And that is interesting. So yeah, so far, from what I've seen, these starseed things, whatever you want to call them, graven masses, they always appear out of those sort of twisted up versions of the seal that you can... The best example of one that you can just find that's, like, constantly visible is the one right before Renala. There's, like, a silver orb that rolls down after you Indiana Jones style down that and that ramp.
It'll do no good, I swear it. And yet you persist. You frothing degenerates.
Bro. Oh, wait, are her hands stabbed? I never noticed that. Youchie. That's interesting. Last protagonist might have pointed this out before, but it's interesting that she's in like the same kind of pose that like Marika is. Okay, so that doesn't change anything. Maybe I need to get the Finger Slayer blade or something.
There you are. Shall we commence the lesson?
Don't remember what I have to do to progress her quest. It's probably to, like, get the Finger Slayer blade. Right, did I already activate that? Cool. And if you watch, I think Last Protagonist is the one that pointed this out to me a while ago, but I just always remember this as something. The way that these guys attack the Fallen Hawks, it's really similar to the way that the Silver Tears attack, which could very well mean that, like, the way that the Silver Tears will, like, shoot at you or, like, stab you, a lot of them have bows or spears. Those, like, their two main weapons. Shield Hawks are a strong ash. Yeah, they're awesome. And some of the, also, that reminds me, some of those Silver Tears have shields. Like, they have that little kind of block in front of them. So that could very well imply that the Fallen Hawks were sort of used to create the Silver Tears, somehow. Hawk helmet when? Wait, you mean like the weird little, like, bowl cut thing on this dude's head here? Oh my god. Yeah, what a fit. Oh, also, that reminds me, something that is true of every single Fallen Hawk I've ever looked at. They all only have one eye. They are all missing one eye, which could, I think, represent the fact that they are sort of between life and death. I think that basically all the characters that only have one eye open are meant to represent a state of being between life and death. Or they're all a fan of Shabriri. Yeah, they're all trying to, like, do the thing where they cover their eyes, but they can still see. Or Marika needed to make some more Source Seals. She just needs as many eyeballs as she can get her hands on. Oh god. Okay, so now time to get my butt kicked when I fight myself. There's at least 4 eyes taken, 2 Radagon seals and the 2 Marika ones. Yeah, my initial thought is just parry yourself easy. It's that easy. So this isn't gonna make sense at first, and I don't necessarily think this is what is happening, but I think that the gods and the demigods or whatever, their immortality has basically been that they, from the fact that I think they're able to reincarnate an infinite number of time at like those like wandering mausoleums, or that is what they should be able to do. So I think that it's possible that the Soar Seals are the Soar Seals and the Scar Seals were actually the eyes of like Marika and Radagon from one of their like past bodies or something, but I don't love the idea. It's because I feel like it's implying that it's their eyes. It's their Elden Rune. It seems like it's pretty strongly connected to them. So I don't know, it feels weird to me for it to just be someone else's eye. Oof. Do Mimic Tears use items on your belt? Yes, they do. If so, could they poison themselves with the rotten meat dumpling? I bet they could. I don't know how the AI works. I don't know if it would. But yeah, it'll use anything that's in your... that you have, like, equipped, any of the items. I think. There might be some that it doesn't copy, but for the most part. The rotten meat dumpling doesn't poison your mimic tier summon, but that could be because it's a spirit rather than alive. Yeah, I'd be interested to know, I mean, is it possible to poison it, like, by other means? Oh, that's annoying. Cool. Man, that guy sucked. That was actually probably one of the easiest times I've ever had with my Mimic. This head thing I just got, though, does provide the largest arcane boost, I think, of any of the helmets in the game. So if you're ever trying to farm for something, there's several items that you can equip to like increase your arcane, and that'll increase your discovery, which is, the chance of rare items dropping. The really good items have drawbacks that you kind of have to like deal with. Like, I'm pretty sure that helmet makes you susceptible to like piercing damage or something. I don't remember how it actually affects your stats, but it does, I think, introduce some weaknesses. I think it's worth it though for saving yourself, a good bit of time. Farming, possibly. Think of the potential savings. Have you even thought of the potential savings? Now let's get the hell out of that spot. Okay, so I'm gonna go talk to... Why the hell does that have a mark beside it? Why the hell does that have a mark beside it? Nothing else in the entire game that I can see has a mark beside it. What the hell's going on here? You trying to tell me something? In the well? Maybe that's just because it's a city? I don't... I've never noticed that before. Yeah, I mean... Okay. You know, you'd think that a little symbol like that wouldn't freak me out that much. Maybe freak out is the wrong word, but it bugs the hell out of me. Sorry, I'm not more responsive, but I'm also cooking. That's unacceptable. I need to know... I need answers for the random questions I'm spouting into the world right now. I'm asking important questions that need to be answered. Why the hell is there a little star thingy in this menu? Scientists will be asking that for decades. And they'll all know that it's because Two Hit Good was cooking. Okay, I'm sure it doesn't actually mean anything at all. But, like... I gotta keep my eye open for, like, maybe when I go to Lindell. Maybe then it'll appear. That reminds me, I also wanted to replace some of the incantations I was using with ones that are better than this. It's these cool Discus of Light, and then I still can't use... I need 17 int. I think I need one more for that. Oh, that's right. And I wanted to go see E.G. Because I still could have sworn that Selen's quest progresses, like, as soon as you beat Radahn, but...
You need not await Blythe. Descend underground alone, with a fallen star-struck Limgrave, and make it yours. The precious treasure of Nokron, so that Lady Rani...
Okay. Oops. So he is down... here. Okay, so I guess I'll let him out, even though, I don't wanna. Poor dude.
Oh, it's you. It's me, Blythe. Old E.G. trapped me here. Told me I'd
So I think that the reason he gets trapped here is because
A very shadow.
the Two Fingers
I thought old E.G. knew as much.
control
Honestly,
Blythe
I don't know what's going on
through
anymore.
controlling his fate. And I think that since he is technically a Karian, when the stars were halted, when the movement of the stars were halted, I think that his fate was also halted, and the Two Fingers couldn't manipulate him into defeating Ronnie or do it. Ronnie also, I guess, wasn't necessarily like acting against them actively. Well, no, they've been sending baleful shadows after her for like a while, so they have been upset with her. The only reason that they would not make Blythe crazy before
thanks,
now is because they
friend.
couldn't, I think.
I'm going to see Mistress Rani now. I don't know what came over old E.G., but even if the odds are slim, now, Rani can finally set in motion the fight against her fate she's dreamt.
Yeah, let's go talk to EG first, because EG locked him up because he heard Blythe go ooh woo. He said, no, we don't do that here. Get in the crate.
Well,
Oh my
as
god.
war
Oh my god, he
consumer,
locked Blythe in his crate.
or as blacksmith.
Dude.
I presume you've spoken with Blythe? Very well.
Blythe was just going through
There
crate
is
training.
something you should know. The Two Fingers gave Blythe to Lady Rani as a faithful follower. Her very
It's also,
shadow,
this is something they say multiple
incapable of
times,
treachery.
he's her shadow-bound
But if
beast,
Lady Rani,
he is her
as
shadow,
an Empyrean,
blah, blah, like,
resists being an instrument of
the Two Fingers literally have,
the
like, their
shadow
incantations
will
control
go
shadows.
mad,
Their
transforming from a
assassins
follower into a horrid
use
curse. But such is his destiny. In such
little
matters, Blythe's
preface vials or
own
whatever, they're like
thoughts
filled with this
hold
weird
no
darkness or
weight.
something.
It pains me so.
They have a lot of connections to
But he
darkness,
must be
the Two Fingers.
neutralized. For Lady Rani's sake.
It's so weird. Like, why? Do I need to learn more from Selen, maybe? Hold on. I just want to figure out what's going on here. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay, right. I need to find Azure. So I need to... It's like a long, complicated way to get over there. I will take the fun way. Wait, how much money do I have? Go spend my money first, because I'm pretty sure I have to die to do this. Alright, I can't make up my mind.
Well, I
Blythe
took you
missed
for
crate
dinner
training.
to lay out your own.
That's literally, that's his whole problem. Are there any other, like, kind of cool holy weapons? Are there any int faith weapons I could use? Are there any int faith weapons I could use, actually, at all? Oh, that's right! Sword of Night and Flame. Oh, I was so excited to use that. How does that compare? 282. So a good 100 points less, but my stats also are not good enough. So I need to get good before I'm allowed to use the sword.
Greeting. Are you here for spirit?
Okay, that's enough money spent. Where the hell was I? Oh, that's right. Now I need to go to the school classroom and get myself took. Right. Cool. So right now we need to get down there to the abductor virgin, and it's gonna snatch me up, take me to Mount Gelmer. Then I can make my way through this little cave that will deposit me right where I need to go on the Altus Plateau. There's probably another way I could get there already. I'm actually just thinking about that now. This might be, like, really convoluted. Yeah, I'm gonna take a different route, because I was just thinking this through. It's gonna take forever. I can just go from here. Yes, I have to work my way up north from there. Is there an item here? I feel like almost every single one of these ruins has some little staircase. Oh, the rest of the ruins are up there. I'm pretty sure that there's, like, a demigod queen up there, actually. Sorry, demigod. Demi-human queen. East Eye Quivers. Oh, that's right. I can take another... I've probably looked... Some of you guys have probably already seen me look at this a couple times. But I love taking a look at the Holy God. I love taking a look at the Tibia Mariner's fairies. So, I think it's interesting that those show up here. I forgot. They show up in the mountaintops as well, and I was pretty sure that they were from the ice giants. Like, I think that I thought that they were, like, not necessarily ice giants, but I think that there were giants that were sort of allied with the Nox in the same way that the fire giants were sort of, well, I think that they were sort of the antithesis of the fire giants. I think that that's what those statues of those, or not, the skeletons of those large, you know, the giant skeletons underground are in the Nox areas. Alright. So this is what I was talking about before, where it's almost like a winding river kind of making its way through like a bunch of stars. And also these, I just now realized, look like twin moons. I have this whole, in my opinion, the twin moon and the full moon are like, you know, they could be this like D, where it's like, you know, two people sharing one soul or something. I think that this could be a depiction of the twin moons. Also, that swirly symbol looks so familiar. I gotta keep my eye out for that. Anyone that wants to see, you know, kind of a lot of detail on his, like, robe, sort of filigree or whatever. It's got a beard, in case you didn't know that. A lot of swirl iconography. All right. So yeah, the fact that he can summon those giants here is interesting because I have actually been kind of the opinion that the Nox might have been more widespread before. Like, all above ground, all over. Might not necessarily have been the Nox, but a group that was associated with the Nox. Could have been, like, something Karian adjacent as well. Oops. Oh my god. Did not realize there was a skeleton behind me that was just about to smack me into oblivion. Oh, there is the shadow of the arm. For real. Scared me. What are these again? The Wyndham ruins? Oh, there we go. If I remember correctly, I'm usually disappointed by what's here. I just sort of have a vague feeling of disappointment. Is it the tibia? Did I get the tibia summons spell from that? Yes. Also, you might have noticed that the tibia summons incantation, or skill, whatever, is pretty much the exact same as the Rosis's summons from Rosis's axe. And I think that's because Rosis's axe is also supposed to depict a crescent on purpose. Like, I think it might also have something to do with the moon. Oh, that'll be a useful talisman. Sort of cover all my bases with it. Why could I not? Oh. Okay, so now, this is where I was trying to head from, this is where it wanted to eventually end up after being captured. It's interesting how there's a bunch of... No! There's a bunch of Mikola lilies near the Perfumer ruins. Are the Perfumer ruins? Aren't they, like, down... here? There could be a reason for that. There was one perfumer, Trisha. She used to use... I think perfumers used to be healers. And, that lily can, like, dull pain. I think that it's, like, a pain reliever. So they might have grown it there as like, you know, so they could use it to relieve pain. I think Trisha was like did I something says it's very strongly implied that the perfumer Trisha used something like that, like some way of sleep, because it says that whatever Trisha did was very similar to the origin of the deathbed companions. So there's some kind of connection between, you know, sleep and the way that it dulls senses, because it's like halfway between life and death. And I think that in death, you know, there can be no sensation means that in death, literally, like when you're dead, you can't like feel things, emotions, or physical sensations. Blech. My brain's shutting down because the stream's almost over. Time for me to just sit here and hibernate until my next stream. Talk about that. Talk about that in my video after next. Oh, about like sleep and the lilies, or about like deathbed companion. Oh, basically, perfumers, deathbed companions, and war surgeons perform similar roles. Right. War surgeons, dude. I would be so scared to see a war surgeon coming in Elden Ring. Just like, oh, I'm all better. I feel great. Yeah. It's the war surgeon. Like, I don't know. You look like you could use some mercy, son. They alleviate the pain of those who are dying so they don't become cursed. Yeah, that makes sense. It's interesting that the lava made it all the way down here. It's like this little lava pit. The dagger talisman, right? Yeah. I don't know if I actually have it. Hold on. I don't. But yeah, it's the one with like the misericord or whatever on it. Which, by the way, I found out that that weapon, I think I'm probably butchering the pronunciation because it's French. It's spelled like misericord. It was designed. It has like it's a very sturdy weapon that has a sharp point. It's designed specifically to find like the weak spots between people's like armor and end their life, like quickly. Because if you were wounded, you know, in armor, sometimes you could die really, really slowly because all your vital parts are protected. And if you wanted to give your enemy a merciful death, then you would take this weapon. Or if you wanted a merciful death, whatever, you could take this and it would allow you to penetrate, you know, a lethal area through the armor. Or not through the armor, but, you know, through a weak spot in the armor, because it was a stabbing weapon. Okay, so... we are getting close to Azure. Well, you guys can just ignore me. Nothing to see here. Really quickly, though, I would like to take a look at the Demi-Human Queen, because there are a lot of weird similarities between their, like, body and and the body of like Deathbirds. And I'm not necessarily saying there is a connection, but like, I don't know, it makes me sus sometimes. So I don't like seeing like an animal with those like flat human teeth. It's like a dog face with human teeth. Yuck. And you know, it's interesting too that they appear to also be matrilineal. There aren't any demi-human kings around, although I guess that could be because they were all killed. But I expect them to be able to make more. Anyway, so it is 8:01. I'm gonna wrap things up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks, Last Protagonist, for coming and helping me with with stream and some of this feedback. I'm looking forward to that video about oh, it's coming out. You're saying video after next, so it might come out for a little while, but it does sound good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.